Hello guys, Robot1 here, and today I am doing the future of Yu-Gi-Oh on my channel today. And for you guys who have not watched the future of Yu-Gi-Oh before, it's where I talk about cards, archetypes, decks, anything that I think will be good later on in Yu-Gi-Oh, anything that will be really cool to be good in Yu-Gi-Oh, and anything that will be just really great, interesting, or something that could actually come up later on in the game that will be really good. So yeah, let's get on with this. The first card we're talking about in this segment, we're talking about two cards today. One of them, the first one will be a field spell card called Semi-Spell Zone. Now, Semi-Spell Zone is a field spell with the effect that is, activate this card at the start of your main phase 1 or 2. During each player's main phase 1, monsters on the field cannot be targeted or destroyed by their controller's opponent's card effects. Now that is an interesting text. Now that I think is an interesting text because it cannot be targeted or destroyed by their controller's opponent's card effects. So does that mean that your opponent can't kill it with their own cards, or does it mean that you can't kill it with your own cards? Or what? Because it seems like that's a really interesting wording, and it seems like it would be... Let me just read it again. Monsters on the field cannot be targeted or destroyed by their controller's opponent's card effects. It might just imply both of them. So I'd say that neither player can target their own cards or can destroy their own cards during the main phase 1. But that's just an interesting card text that I've never really seen before. So I'm not really too sure on that one. But its next effect is, you cannot activate or set field spell cards. So that's the interesting part of it for me, because it does seem like that this card would have to be destroyed first by an MST, a Twin Twister, a Slip Rider, any sort of spell and trap card destruction, so you can actually use your field spell. So that could actually be really interesting against a deck like Cosmos, for instance, because they would have to first, they wouldn't be able to just go, oh, I want to activate my field spell. I can't activate my field spell because this card is on board. So then they would actually have to waste resources to get rid of the field spell to be able to activate their own Cosmo Town, which is very interesting in my opinion, because this card is actually a very interesting card, and I think it will come up later on as a side deck card. Not a main deck card, but a side deck card, because that is a very interesting card, and it has a very interesting effect that I think will be kind of interesting in the future as side deck materials. So yeah, I find this card to be very interesting. It's not the best card. It's got a very interesting wording with the controllers nothing opponent's card effects. So I'm not too sure if it's just for your cards or your opponent can't target your cards. It's a very interesting thing, but it's very interesting card, and I find it to be a card that could actually be a very good side deck card in the future. So, yeah. Semi-Spell Zone, I'd have to say, is a good card. Not a great card, but a good card for a side deck, and could actually be used later on in the game. So, the next card we're going to be talking about will be Coral Dragon. Now, this is basically a brionac replacement, in my opinion, because it's got a similar effect. So this card's effect is, once per turn you can discard one card, then target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. So basically that's like Brionac's effect, because I can't really remember what Brionac was, but I know it had something to do with discarding cards for effects, then either destroying or compulsing cards. And that's actually really good, because it's a good card to run, plus it goes with the theme of Tatsunoko, because it does kind of look like an older Tatsunoko, which I really like. Plus, it's a water, so mermaids can use it to get their effects off with it. And it's also a tuner. Oh, I didn't even say its attributes, did I? Coral Dragon is a water level 6 Dragon Synchro tuner effect with 2400 attack and 500 defense. So yeah, That's actually a really good card, and they can use, and I think it'll be nice to see what they'll do with it in Mermills, because that's actually a really good card that I think will actually come along very well with the deck. And the next effect is, if this card was synchro summoned, if this synchro summon card, is sent to the graveyard, you can draw one card. You can only use this effect of Coral Dragon once per turn. So that's actually really good, because if it dies, you get basically a new card to replace it, which I find to be really good. So yeah, that's actually very interesting. Oh, there was actually one other card I wanted to talk to you guys about. Sorry. Let's just get that card up now. Which is, if I can find it real quick, which is Pendulum Hole. I'm sorry, I forgot all about this card. Now, Pendulum Hole is a counter trap card, and its effect is when a monster/monsters would be pendulum summoned, negate the summoned, and if you do, shuffle that monster or monsters into the deck. Now that is an amazing card, because that just counteracts the entire pendulum mechanic, which is actually very amazing, and I can't believe how good this card can be. Because this card, it also has really cool artwork, in my opinion, sending back Eccentric, whatever the robot thing is, back into the deck, and I really like how that looks. Also, it's a very great side deck card that can be used against every Pendulum deck. So it can be used against, let's see, Dino Mist, Magicians, Draco Pals, any upcoming Pendulum decks, all of those, and it's just a really good side deck card in my opinion. It's not a main deck card currently, unless Pendulums get even better and then everyone is using Pendulums again, then it'll be really good again. But I would say this is an amazing side deck card that can actually be searched through stuff like Ariadne Grande. Well, I call it Ariadne Grande, but it's Guiding Ariadne. And it's just really cool to see, and it's a great card in my opinion. So yeah, Pendulum Hole is another amazing card that I did forget to talk about, guys. Sorry, I did put it on for you guys. So yeah, this is a great card. All these new cards are actually really amazing. We got a new Brionac, essentially, because they don't want to obviously give us the old one because that one was broken. We got a new field spell that stops cards from being destroyed, or monsters from being destroyed. And we've got a new counter trap that can actually negate Pendulum Summons and shuffle all the monsters back into the deck, meaning they can't get them back from the graveyard with something like Soul Charge or something. And it's just really good. So all these cards are really interesting, and I really want to know what they'll get up to later on in the future of the game, which is why I really wanted to talk about these cards. So yeah, guys, tell me what you think of these cards. Tell me if you think they're great cards. And please like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. RobberBat1 is signing out.